Dear children, let us hear a new story of Aladdin and his magical lamp. This story contains 7 chapters. A magic uncle. There was once a lazy boy named Aladdin. His dad, who had to run the family business alone, died of worry. Aladdin's mother was in despair. One day, Aladdin was messing around as usual when a man came up to him. "Aladdin," he cried, "it's me, Uncle Abansar, your father's long-lost brother." That evening, Aladdin's new uncle invited himself to supper. When he heard that Aladdin didn't have a job, he bought him a fancy store to run. Aladdin and his mother were very happy. Neither of them guessed Abansar was really a wicked magician. The next day, Abansar took Aladdin on a long walk out of the city. "Here we are," said his uncle at last. He lit a fire, threw some powder on it, and said some sweet words. A trapdoor made of stone appeared in the grass. Aladdin was astonished. His uncle could do magic. "Under the stone there are many treasures, but I only want one," said Abansar. "Bring me the lamp." "Take this ring, it will protect you," he added, pushing Aladdin down the steps. Aladdin went through 4 rooms of gold into a garden of fruit trees. The fruit sparkled like pieces of glass. He saw the lamp, stuffed it into his pocket, then picked handfuls of the pretty fruit. "Hand me the lamp," cried Abansar from the entrance. But Aladdin had taken too long finding it. Abansar thought he'd been tricked. Before Aladdin could answer, there was a loud thud and everything went dark. Aladdin was trapped. It was cold, dark, and very spooky. He rubbed his hands to keep warm. Suddenly, a huge man rose up in front of him. "I am the genie of the ring," he boomed. "What can I do for you?" "Get me out of here," shouted Aladdin. In a flash, he found himself outside on the grass. He rushed home to tell his mother what had happened. Abansar can be my uncle. He did magic things and tried to kill me." "Why, you and your stories," said his mother. "Now what do you want for supper? I'll sell that old lamp to buy some food." She started to polish the lamp and jumped back in fright as a giant man floated out. "Do you have any food?" asked Aladdin. The food and wine lasted for a week. When it had gone, Aladdin sold the silver plates. Now life was easy. One day, Aladdin was at the market selling plates when he saw some sparkling jewels. "They're just like the glass fruit I picked in the cave," he thought in amazement. He went straight home, found the jewels he had picked in the cave, and hid them. Early one morning, there was a command from the Sultan. "Princess Badr will go to the public bath today. Everyone must stay at home." Skip home with stereo-eyed and silly smile whatsoever the matter asked. you. He whispered something in the Sultan's ear. Then the Sultan turned to Aladdin's mother. Your son can marry my daughter in 3 months. Everyone was talking about a royal wedding. Princess to marry a vizier's son shouting after. Aladdin's mother rushed home to tell the wedding the family were very upset that the genie was lying. He ordered the genie to disturb the couple that vizier's son to their room. What's wrong? Asked Badr's parents at the breakfast. Princess Badr kept very quiet. That evening, the vizier's son prayed for a peaceful night's sleep. But at midnight, the genie came again. After another cold night on the street, the vizier's son had had enough. I am sorry, Sultan, he said. Your daughter's wonderful, but I can't cope with these horrible nightmares. Oh, well, it wasn't meant to be, replied the Sultan, and he ended the marriage. Before long, Aladdin's mother went back to see the Sultan. Tell your son to send me more jewels, he told her. I want 40 plates full, he went on, carried by 80 servants dressed in silk. Only then can Aladdin marry Badr. The genie managed this easily. Within an hour, a long procession was on its way. The Sultan couldn't believe his eyes. Tell your son he can marry my daughter right away, he told Aladdin's mother. But first, Aladdin wanted a home for Badr. He described his perfect palace to the genie, and the genie built it overnight. Aladdin rode to the Sultan's palace dressed in his finest clothes. The wedding day began with music and dancing and finished with feasting and fireworks. That evening, Badr went to her new home. She was delighted. Aladdin was the most handsome man she had ever seen, and their palace was the best in the world. Abanzar returns. Far away in the desert, Abanzar learned of Aladdin's good fortune. He must have escaped with the lamp, he snarled. He went to Aladdin's city to find the lamp. New lamps for all, he shouted. Badr heard the shouts from her palace. That sounds good, she thought, and found an old lamp to give him. Abanzar ran to a quiet corner and rubbed the lamp. "What can I do for you?" asked the genie. "Take me the palace and the princess to the middle of the desert," said Abanzar. Later that morning, the Sultan looked from his window and nearly fainted. "My daughter's palace has gone," he said. He thought Aladdin had tricked him and sent some soldiers to arrest him. Aladdin returned from a hunting trip to find a group of soldiers and no palace. He was just as surprised as the Sultan. "Don't worry, I'll find your daughter," he promised. Aladdin clasped his hands together in despair, and the genie of the ring appeared. "Oh, I'd forgotten about you," said Aladdin. "Please help me." "I can't bring brother to you," he replied, "but I can take you to her." Seconds later, Aladdin was beneath Badr's window. "Don't worry," Aladdin called. "I have a plan. Agree to eat with him tonight. I'll sneak in with some poison and you can put it in his wine." Abanzar was so busy gazing at Badr he didn't see her poison in his drink. After one sip, he fell to the ground and died. Aladdin searched the palace for his lamp. One wish later, he and Badr were home. The evil brother. But they still were not safe. Abanzar had an evil brother and he wanted revenge. The brother dressed up as Fatima, a holy woman. He stood outside Aladdin's palace pretending to heal people. Badr was very excited to see Fatima and invited her inside. "What a lovely hall," said the fake Fatima. "But if you hang a roc's egg from..." The rock was an enormous bird which laid huge white eggs. Badr loved Fatma's suggestion and asked Aladdin. "No problem," he said, and called the genie of the lamp. "Anything but that," wailed the genie. "If you ask for such a thing, I must kill you." "But I know it was not your idea," he went on. "Fatma is really Abanzar's brother in your disguise. He wants you dead." Aladdin was shocked. He had to think fast. He asked Fatma to heal his headache. As the evil brother came closer, Aladdin grabbed his dagger and killed him. With no more evil men to bother them, Aladdin and Badr were safe. In time, Aladdin became Sultan and his mother became a grandmother. They had all they could wish for, so the lamp and ring were left in a drawer. Who knows, the genie may still be there today. So here, children, we came up to the end of the story, Aladdin and his magic lamp. Hopefully we will come up with some new and exciting stories for you. Till then, it's bye bye.